Hey folks, we are back at it again with my review of my Tony Lamas. Now, I have been talking about these boots since my first review on the channel, and these are my very first pair of boots. These are the very first pair that I decided on. Now, if you saw my review on my Justin Stampedes, I talk about how I bought these at the very same time, and it was a deal from this chain of outlet stores where you buy one, get two free. And I really didn't know what I was getting. I had no idea who Tony Lama was. I didn't know anything about the brand. And so I figured kind of rolling the dice here, probably getting some made in China stuff, even though I didn't even look in the boot to realize it was made in Mexico. So, and for those of you who are not familiar with boots at all, made in Mexico is a very good thing. It's kind of like the capital of where boots are made. This one in particular was made in Mexico. So this one is going to be one of the more traditional boots that I have purchased. And what I mean by traditional is guys like Ariat, boot companies like Ariat have come in the game and really changed the way boots were made. And although this one is also a little more traditional than usual Ariat boots, they really came in and changed the game because they came from the sneaker world. And so they introduced rubber soles into cowboy boots in particular, not just work boots, but cowboy boots in particular. Removable insoles, leather insoles was the way it traditionally was, and the leather insole will be stuck in there. You couldn't take it out. So this is going to be one of the more traditional boots that I have ever owned. This one has a leather sole through and through. Now you can see right here, I've already done my scuffing up with it. And just coming from dress shoes and whatnot, I knew that, you got to scuff it up. So I took it outside and I just scuffed it up really good. Enough for me to walk around and not slip, because I've seen that happen a lot before. But yeah, this guy has a rubber sole, it has a leather sole, a leather heel, or what looks like a leather heel. Now I've heard about a whole lot of magic that some manufacturers have going on, where it's like it's partial leather, it's partial, cardboard, partial core. I've heard a bunch of different things, but it looks like it's a leather stacked heel, which is very traditional. A traditional Goodyear welt, double stitched. It is leather on the outside, leather on the shaft, on the vamp. It's leather on the inside all the way down. Obviously, it's different kinds of leather, but it's all the way down, all the way on the inside, except for the insole. The insole is a traditional sneaker insole. Very comfy, very cushy, very foamy, bouncy. So other than that, like I said, it does have some modern elements to it, but of all the boots that I own, it is the most traditional in the sense of cowboy boots. And as you can see, it's a very nice, good-looking boot here on the close-up. You could see just how nice it is. When I saw it, the first thing I saw in my head was, this is very dressy, and this is the kind of stuff that I would love to wear to a wedding or a dress event. I just went to a funeral for my grandfather, lived to be 95 years old. And so I wore these with my dress pants. They weren't necessarily slacks, they were chinos, but dressed up and looked good. And so all that to be said, these guys are very, very good looking boots. And I will say that these are the most expensive pair of boots that I own, in that these retail, at the time of making this video, in the middle of 2024, these boots retail for about $250, which is the most that I've paid for any of my boots. So anyway, yeah, they're fantastic. As I said in one of my other reviews, when I first purchased these, and the first month or so, it was rough wearing them. For one, I didn't buy my size properly. When you buy boots, you got to buy it proper. And I purchased a size 13D. My regular tennis shoe size is 13. I prefer a wide. If I purchase a Nike, they're too narrow. I need wides and Nikes. If I wear like a Sketcher, and those are usually if I'm working, and I'm not wearing boots, I'm going to be working in some Skechers because they're comfortable and they're soft. And I do have some feet issues, and being in a motorcycle accident. But these were pretty rough. And you'll notice right here, right there. It's a little extended there because I use my shoe trees. My foot is wide right here. Right here, it's very wide. And so this was a traditional size 13D. I should have bought a double E. I didn't know about boot sizes when I purchased these. So the first month was rough. But now, after having it for a few months now, and I bought the shoe trees and everything like that, I've conditioned them, all that good stuff. They fit just fine. They fit really good. They're comfortable now that I've broken them in. And so I really do like these boots. They're very good looking. So if you're wondering about Tony Lama boots, if you searched out Tony Lama boots and you're not just kind of watching the channel for reviews, but if you're like, I'm searching for some Tony Lama, seeing if they're worth anything, then you're probably seeing Rose Anvil's review of the Tony Lama boots where he cuts them in half. And they're solid. They're pretty solid for what they are. If you can catch them on sale, even better. But yeah, these are my dress boots, and these are the guys that I like to wear out right now. Dressy style boots. I have two other boots that are more traditional. They're my first traditional. I've been wearing square toe since I got into boots. And I'm starting to get into rounded toe now, and some even pointy. That's a stretch for me because I've never been into that stuff before, but now I'm getting into it. But I really do like these Tony Lamas. They're solid. They're really good, really well made. They live up to the hype of being, they've been around for a long time. I believe it was around 1910 that they said Tony Lama started making boots. So they've been around for over 100 years making boots. They're obviously owned, I can't say obviously because not everybody knows, but they're owned by Justin Boot Company now. So I guess you can't consider me a Justin fanboy now, but that just is more on the budget side than anyway. I think Justin Boot Company is a great way to start if you're starting on boots because they're relatively affordable and they look great and they're made well. And here are the Tony Lamas, and these are what I've been calling my dressy style boot. And I really feel like if the boot is dressy, it could dress up the jeans. And so I feel like these look great even if I'm wearing some jeans. They look really good. I love the traditional toe bug it's more pronounced, I would say, than some of the other more modern boots. But I love it, it looks great. Good looking shaft. Not too tall. It's a wider shaft than some of the other boots, but when you're wearing relaxed jeans like this, you're not going to see it at all. If you're thin enough to pull off boot cut, I really hate getting boot cut because for a big guy like myself, if I put a boot cut on, it's actually going to engulf the whole boot and there's nothing there to see. And if that's the case, why get boots at all? Now, with the Ariats and everything like that, the Ariats are great, and I think they are the most popular boot right now, and I don't think you can go wrong with an Ariat. One brand that I would like to get into, two brands I would love to get into is Tecovas and Chisos. I've heard so many good things about those boots, and so I'd like to get my hands on a pair of those and see what that would bring. So stay tuned for that, reviews on those guys. All right.